Being in band has changed me because it made me a more confident person by allowing me to have a group of people who didn't really care who I was. Just, we all had the mutual interest in music. And, we were all family because of that. It really allowed me to express myself and gain confidence in expressing myself. Throughout these 7 years, I've gone through a lot of stuff, and band helped me deal with it, and it helped me grow and become who I am today. My favorite memory of band happened my freshman year at band camp. Cabin D woke up really early one day and went down to the mess hall and sang Kumbaya for like 2 hours until we were let in for breakfast. When it happened, it was really, really funny. And they just started singing Kumbaya randomly all the time after that for the season. It was a joke, and it was funny. It was enjoyable. And it's one thing that's really stuck out to me.
How did being in band change me? Well, for starters, I came from an elementary school in 6th grade that normally feeds into Handy. So I had like 3 people I knew who were coming to Western Middle. Band really just gave me a place where I could make friends knowing we all shared something we loved, music. Finally, band pretty quickly taught me the value of time management, responsibility, and discipline. If you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. What is my favorite band memory? This was during the marching season of my senior year. Color Guard would normally meet after school on the days we had Tuesday night rehearsals. So on these days, I would not go home because by the time I got there, I would have to turn around and come back. Needless to say, these turned into some pretty long days since I was at school from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. On one of these days in particular, my mom was kind enough to bring us McDonald's for dinner. Woo! I was unable to answer my phone since I was in the middle of practice, so she just assumed I wanted a McChicken. This is a fair assumption. I like McChickens, it's a pretty known fact. But on this day, I was clamoring for a Big Mac. So when my dear younger brother Thomas brought me a McChicken, the only thing I could muster within myself was tears in front of the whole guard and Coach Kristen. To this day, they still haven't let me live it down.
Band has changed me in that it has made me more aware that I can be friends with anyone, not based off grade level and age, but based off a common interest, such as music. My favorite band memory actually happened this past year when we were at the last practice for Bandorama, and we were standing at attention, and the clarinets are in the front so H could see me, and he was giving his speech about it being the last Tuesday night practice, and like, don't come back at this time next week because no one will be there to do band with you. And I started crying, and he looked at me and he's like, oh, Burkhart's crying again, kind of like as a joke. And I started crying harder. A few of the clarinets looked over at me and saw that. They just kind of gave me a sad look. But after that, H released us all, and then everyone in the band came up and hugged me. And it was just a really nice moment, and I really enjoyed it because it made me really appreciate the family aspect that we try so hard to do and that we try to keep all year.
Being in band changed me because it made me more punctual. I used to be really late type of thing, and now I'm a lot better at it. It also made me deal with people better because I used to be very shy, and I've also made a lot of good friends that I probably wouldn't have made on my own. My favorite band memory is junior year at camp when Lauren tried to convince everybody that her honey mustard tasted like peanut butter. She made us all try it a few times, and she was like, see, it tastes like peanut butter. It didn't taste like peanut butter, it tasted like honey mustard.
Being in band has changed me by giving me better time management skills. Like now I feel like I always have to be 15 minutes early to something or I feel like I'm late. And this is because in band you learn that being early is on time and being on time is late. One of my favorite band memories is from color guard pre-camp this year, and in pre-camp we get hour-long dinner breaks, which we used as time for little color guard tailgates, which in itself is really fun. But at the end of these dinner breaks, Sadie and I would mess with Katie and Stephanie's car, so they'd have a funny little surprise at the end of the day when we got out of practice. And throughout the week, we'd put leaves in Stephanie's car doors and little cans of V8 on her hood almost every day. And with Katie, we would put whatever was in the back of her truck on her hood. So one day we put bales of hay on her hood. Next day we'd put her spare tire on her hood, and it was just really funny seeing their reactions.
How did being in band change me? It made me more open up to people and not be so quiet all the time. My favorite band memory was freshman year, and we were playing our marching instruments outside, and we stopped playing, and I was next to the metronome, and I didn't know how to turn it off, so I bent down to see. I turned it off, and I tried to get up, but I went slowly backwards into the mud. And Jensen Damasco was next to me, and he didn't ask if I was okay, he just laughed at me. Then a couple seconds later, Mario Rodriguez asked me if my swim jacket was okay, and not if I was okay. During that class, we were doing our halftime show, and we had a dance, and I couldn't even do the dance because I was crying in pain.
Band has changed me because it pushed me out of my shell and helped me take responsibility for my actions, and helped me to make friendships that will last a lifetime. My favorite band memory is when Mr. H did a little mistake. He said to the trombones, "Simulate a trombone with your hand." We started to do this, and then he said, "Oh, no. My mistake, both hands."
Being in band changed me by giving me an outlet to positively grow and change as a person, just overall. And it gave me that place to make new friends and just be myself no matter what. My favorite band memory is probably my junior year of band camp. Genevieve Fry and I were bunking together in the peak, and we somehow were given about 6 or 7 balloons, and we just decided that it'd be funny to blow them up and draw faces on them, and then we ended up giving them all names and writing them on there too, and taping them up on our bunks and leaving them there for the rest of the week.
I feel like being in band changed me for the better in a lot of different ways. I made a lot of new friends and a lot of better relationships that made me happier as a person and a better person in general. I feel like music is something that I wanted to go into for a long time in my life, and I'm going to continue and pursue it. My favorite memory of band is probably all the fun times at band camp. I'm going to miss them.
Being in band changed me because it helped me improve my time management skills, and it helped me make more friends than what I would have without being in band. My favorite memory in band happened right before we practiced as an ensemble for the first time at the Flint Honors Band last fall. We had just gotten back from getting dinner and were waiting for practice to start that evening, and I just happened to have in my pocket one of those rubber bands that usually get handed out during parades. Instead of being a normal human being, I started flinging the band towards Cameron, and we ended up playing catch the band with Cam, Lindsay, and David for the next 20 minutes before we had to go grab our instruments.
How has being in band changed you? Well, I came from a really small middle school, and I didn't know anyone at Western, so being in band kind of helped me branch out and meet people that I wouldn't have met before. And I was forced into these groups, sections obviously, that I met a bunch of people I really liked, and I was able to gain the confidence to talk to more people. My favorite band memory is last year at band camp. Allison Wagner, Allison Houlihan, Sadie Wheeler, and Stephanie Boris and I went around the whole cabin area and into everyone's rooms, and we talked them into letting us borrow their ottomans or stools, and we ended up getting 15 of them, and we went around collecting them for olive break. We went back to our cabin, and since our bunk beds were in the corner, we built a massive tower with a door, and we put a sheet over it, so it was a fort. But then everyone found out everyone's ottomans were gone, and so they got pretty upset, and we had to return them all. So it was embarrassing.
Being in band changed me because it gave me great time management skills. I'm at least 20 minutes early to everything now. Being in band also changed me / helped me because it gave me a lot of opportunities to work on my problem solving and leadership skills. One of my favorite band memories was sophomore year at Midland Marching Showcase. Our opening song was Hooked on a Feeling, and all the trumpets and horns got to run to the front while we ooga chaka'd, and we got to play each other's instruments. So me and Alec, he was my partner, he played mine up here while I was up here, and then I played his. It was really cool, and everybody did that, and the crowd was cheering, and it was really fun. I was really happy. And then afterwards we got to sneak around back to our dot.
Being in band changed me by allowing me to face and overcome challenges that I would normally just give up on at first few attempts. The type of challenges that seem hard at first, but when you look back upon them, they don't seem like challenges, and they more so feel like achievements. My favorite band memory, it would have to be any of the times where the drum line would raid Burger King. Whether it was while we were doing after a drumline practice, or when we were just in the area. Those Burger King raids, just fun. Just hanging out at the Burger King, just having a meal. It was fun.
Being in band changed me because when I was in 6th grade, I had just moved and I didn't have many friends. So having friends in band got me more comfortable and made me more friendly. And my favorite band memory is when we were at band camp, and it was my junior year. We were playing during the last practice, and I got a bloody nose while we were playing, so I had to run across the field while we were playing, and then Joe changed my nickname from Ed to Red.
Band has taught me to believe in myself more and stop comparing myself to other people, and be confident in my abilities and know I only have to surpass myself from the day before and not anyone else. And to believe in myself more. And my favorite band memory was this past year at band camp. I think it was the second day. During the break, I was in my bunk, and I believe Lakin and my freshman buddy, Axel, came up to me to ask for help for writing in their drill. And I thought to myself, that is very important. They should get a senior to help them with that, because if they don't get it right, they'll be confused. I wonder who we should ask. Then I realized the reason why they were asking me was because I was a senior.
How band has affected me is it's definitely given me a lot more self-confidence, mostly just because I've been able to do stuff like band camp and marching camp and battle of the bands and just done all of it and been able to play all that stuff and do the parades. It's a blast, it's fun, it's a great effect on me. And my favorite band memory has to be when we were at band camp. It was storming outside, so we were all in the keep or whatever. We're all up there, and we all decided to sing Bohemian Rhapsody. So we're all there just singing, and then Mr. Heidenberg came in there and had to yell at us to be quiet. But we all still kept kind of singing it quietly even after he left. It was just a blast.
Being in band has changed me because it made me come out of my shell a lot more and make friends that I never thought that I would ever make. And my favorite memory of band would probably have to be my junior year. Alec poured a whole bunch of cocoa powder all over Cole, who was a freshman at the time, while he was in the shower. And the whole next day he smelled like hot chocolate.
Being in band changed my life by having more of family at home, at school, and just being more different than what I am at home. It allowed me to express how I feel and stuff like that, and it brought me a lot of enjoy at going to school and having someone to do. My favorite band memory was senior year band camp, and the very last day where Gabe Diebold, he found a small kids soap. He showed it to me, and it had the word Joe on it. So when Joe was going around doing the pictures and stuff, and we were playing, once Gabe gets done when Joe takes Gabe's picture, he gives Joe the soap bottle and just doesn't say anything, just hands it to him. Joe's face was really great, super confused about it. He goes by his day, goes down, you see him, and he still has it in his hand as he's taking pictures. And when he goes down to that alto saxes, he then just puts it in his pocket, and I have no clue what happened to that soap bottle.
Band changed me the most in that when I was in elementary school and all that stuff, I used to be really, really shy. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I never had really many friends. And when I got into band in middle school, and especially in high school, I made a whole bunch of friends. I was way more sociable and way more extroverted. And I think my favorite memory would have to be junior year at band camp. We were on the band bus, and Lauren Liptowski brought a plum for a snack. And when she didn't want it anymore, we decided to crush it up in the Ziploc bag that she had brought it in. And we were playing with it and swinging it around. And when we got to the cabin, we were still playing with it and swinging it around. And somebody accidentally let it go somehow, and it splattered all over the wall, and the bag broke. And despite our best efforts to clean it up, there might still be a little bit of a stain on the wall.
I used to be a more negative person. Definitely an all-around more negative person. And being in band gave me this creative outlet and this ability to make new friends that I could, I don't know, I guess see myself getting along with, or I could, it's a common interest thing. Many of my peers at the time I didn't really have anything in common with. Or at least not a lot in common with, and band just gave me that network of people to start changing my attitude, and it gave me the skill that helped me change my attitude about my life and the world around me. And just kind of made me a more positive person, a happier person. But my favorite memory has got to be my freshman year. There was this thing about Zach Jork, and what happened was he left a sock at Liz Human's house. And it ended up under her deck and got dirty and nasty. And then the day I came over, it ended up in the pool. And so the minute I arrive, I have this wet, nasty sock of Zach Jork launched over the pool, and it just hits me dead center in the chest. Yuck.
Being in band has changed me by completely breaking me out of my shell. I have found confidence in myself, my abilities. Being the drum major has been a huge part of that. It has provided me with so many opportunities, leadership skills that I will continue to use for the rest of my life, and it has paved the way for my future career at Saginaw Valley in secondary education. Being in band has allowed me to form amazing relationships with the seniors now, seniors past, and underclassmen that I will have forever. I am so thankful that I will forever be a part of the Western Band family. My favorite band memory would have to be the band camp going into my junior year when Gavin Spicicki and I were the drum majors, and we were in the middle of a pregame drill, and it was during the tomahawk. We were going down into our back bends, and my mace slipped and hit my water bottle, and I fell flat on the ground, and everybody burst out laughing. H had to stop the drill, and Joe marched over to me and gave me my first ever fail rock, which was an interesting experience. I didn't have it very long, but this was by far the most humorous memory that I have.